Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Trying to do something about all this light that's actually the light's coming from over here, which is weird because there is no light over here. So let me see if I can fix this. I'll be right back. All right. Yeah, that's way better. All right. So what I want to talk about is a lot of people they'll buy these pre-con commander decks. They'll be new into it, and then when you get them, they'll have your commander on top, and then the rest of your 99 cards, and then all those lands will be in the back. And people wonder, like, well, how do I, you know, get this shuffled up without like destroying my cards? Sorry, and I've came up with a method that works pretty good. Today I purchased an old deck. From what year I couldn't even tell you. It's from back in the Kaldheim era. Sorry, Kaldheim era. I can't even talk. Uh, that was it's like 2020, 21ish. 2021 is what it says on the card. So I'll show you what I do to get it all prepped and then get it, ready and shuffled and then ready to play. And I'll even throw in what I do as far as I used to scan them. I used to use Dragon Shield and scan every single individual card, and I quit doing that. It takes too long. I'll basically go into Moxfield and somebody else has already done the work for me. So I'll go in there, I'll type in the deck list. It'll bring it up on Moxfield where somebody else has already done it. And then I'll copy that, put it into my Moxfield account, and then it'll bring it up there. And then if I want to tweak it later on or whatever, like take cards away or add cards, I can do it from my account. And then I'll also take that link and then I'll put it into a website I believe called Deck Check. And from there, I'll put it in there to analyze it and tell me what the bracket is. And it'll even roast it. It'll tell you what kind of problems it has. And you could think you have the best deck in the world, and that thing is going to just tell you that it's the worst deck in the world. It's crazy. So I'll check that out, or I'll bring you guys along. You can check it out with me because it's going to roast the deck. It's going to say how horrible it is. I made a Sir Conrad the Grim deck, which it's almost unbeatable. Like you can't. I don't even got to attack. I just sit back and mill, and I got graveyard recursion. I can just keep bringing things back. I've got cards in there that'll, once my graveyard is pretty full, then I can take and I play this one card where it swaps my graveyard in my library. I know I've got 32 creatures in my deck, period. So from there, I can figure out how many creatures I have on the board. If I got 2 creatures, then I know in between that library and the graveyard, there's 30 creatures that are still in there. And whatever number leaves the graveyard and goes to the library, and whatever number leaves the library and goes to the graveyard, because it's every single card, you just swap them. That will trigger Sir Conrad and do 30 damage to everybody. So it wins. And I have not put no ways in there to tutor just to find that card so I can win. I'm not that mean yet. If I keep playing these people on Convoke it, keep doing these bullshit 30-minute turns, then yeah, I'm going to start because that makes the game's not even fun. I posted a video earlier of my last gameplay, which was decent, and I actually won, and I even messed up. There was times I was using Taval, the Balance Scale, which is a dragon, and he's got it so whenever he attacks, I can mill 3 cards, which means take 3 cards off the top of your library and put them into your graveyard, and then bring a land back from the graveyard and put it on the battlefield. And any time any card leaves the battlefield, anywhere, whether it leaves the battlefield and gets exiled or leaves the battlefield and goes back to my hand or gets put from the graveyard onto the battlefield, that triggers him, and he'll make a 2/2 zombie druid. And I missed that trigger at least 3 times. And there was another time where I messed up and I actually played a card where it would let me, tap it and play any spell from my graveyard, but it would be the only spell that I could cast that turn, and I might have cast an extra spell or two. But in my mind, they didn't catch it. I didn't catch it until after I made the video, and I missed so many drops on zombie druids that we'll call it even. We'll call it, it is what it is. I won. So, yeah. So let's get to it. I will show you what I do. I'll show you what comes in the deck. So let's see here. Right here, you're going to get this. It basically explains the deck. And then it's going to get a nice little life counter, which I never use, but it comes with them. I like to collect them. Some of these, this one's actually pretty cool. And then like the ones that come with like the Dungeons and Dragons set, like Brondus. That card, he's like a dragon, like a dragonborn barbarian. Like it looks like it's got dragon scales on it and stuff. Like they're pretty cool. So it'll come with this. It'll come with the commander. It'll come with all your cards and your tokens. And it'll come with a box, which I keep them. Sometimes I use them. Sometimes I don't. Because this one's got cool art on it, and this is an older precon, I'm going to keep this. I'm going to put my cards in it, and then I'm going to put this in a deck box, which I've also purchased. The Bastion XL, and it's just clear, so you'll be able to see this through it. And then obviously, I get my Dragon Shield sleeves. And I don't always use Dragon Shield. They're just anywhere where you go and you buy cards, they're always going to have Dragon Shield. And they're good. They're durable. They hardly ever break. And they work. So, but anyway, let's get to it. So my commander, first off, I will take this and I will set it off to the side so I do not mix it in with the rest of these. And let's get this cracked open. Here we go. I'm not going to read these. Anybody who wants to know what this deck does, I will tell you what the commander does. Okay, so the commander, Lathril Blade of the Elves, legendary creature, elf noble. She has menace. Menace meaning that she has to be if you attack with her, she has to be blocked by more than one creature. Whenever Lathril Blade of the Elves deals combat damage to a player, create that many 1/1 green elf warrior creature tokens. So I'm assuming any damage. She's a 2/3 right now, so if she does damage, she's going to do 2 damage. And I'll make 2 elves. That's the way I read that. I'm sure whenever I get on here and play on the internet, people will be like, no, you can, it's only one instance, you can only do it once. But I'm assuming if I keep putting counters on her and making her bigger, if she's a 5 power creature at some point in the game and I hit somebody with 5 damage, then I'm making 5 elves, and if they don't like it, I'm quitting, because that's what the card says. Let me just read it again. If she deals combat to a player, create that many 1/1 elf warrior creature tokens. I mean, it's in black and white. They'll argue it, but I'm fucking doing it. And then I can tap this. I can tap 10 untap. Tap, this what tap means. If you ever hear me say I'm going to tap something, it depends on the situation. In Magic the Gathering, it means this. In other situations, if I say I'm going to tap something, it might mean something else. But it says you tap her, which I would tap her, and then you tap 10 untapped elves that you control, then each opponent loses 10 life, and I gain 10 life. Okay, in a game of Commander, you have 40 life, so that's a quarter of your life gone right away. So I'm going to build on this deck because what this does is pretty cool. But for the sake of what I'm trying to show y'all is how I get everything together, and so it's not so jumbled, because I will not ever take these things and do the whole shuffle like it's a deck of cards. Never. You will never see that happen. I start taking them, and then I just start separating them out into groups of 4. So a lot of elves. This is going to take a minute to get through 100 cards, so if I had a way to speed this up, I would, but I am not like super tech savvy, so I'm not going to. Y'all are just going to sit here and watch me make 4 piles out of 100 cards and just unfortunately have to deal with it. I'm not going to make y'all wait and watch all this, but actually, I'm almost done. Yes, you guys will watch this. Actually, I'm not almost done. Ooh. Oh man, my nose is itching. It's real, where I work it is real dusty. And I didn't used to have problems with like allergies or sinuses. And then when I got in my 40s, man, it's like everything that I used to never have problems with is like the only problems I have anymore. Like, um, just simple stuff. Getting out of bed hurts. Walking upstairs, I'm gonna try to find an elevator if at all possible. I might not even go in the building. I think I might have messed up, but it don't matter. You guys get the. Oop, these are creature tokens. These do not go in there. And this is just a card, just it tells you the basics of how to play the game. I feel like that everybody that I play with on Convoke should have one of these posted directly in front of their face. Because some of those guys are ridiculous. And I don't know if there is a standard time on how long a turn should take, but I'm going to start putting that in whenever I go and say make a lobby. 5 minutes. Like if you can't figure it out in 5 minutes, then you're getting passed. And if they don't like it, I mean, if I put that in there and they come in there knowing that and they don't like it, then I guess, fuck them. Fuck them. Not my clowns, not my circus. Fuck them. All right. From here, I will not make y'all watch me do this, but you see some bitches like to move. Look at this. They won't stay in one spot. From here, I'll take these and I'll put the sleeves on them in these same individual piles. And then from there, I will shuffle the individual piles together. And then I'll start, like, I'll take this pile and then I'll shuffle it. After I shuffle each individual pile, I'll take this pile, shuffle it into this pile, then this pile, and I'll shuffle it into this pile. Then I'll have 2 piles, and then I'll shuffle them together, you know, however many times I feel like it takes. And then 9 times out of 10, I put that flat down and I draw out a hand, and I've got something I can play. So for now, I'm going to sleeve these up. And then once I get them sleeved up, I'll show you just how I shuffle them. And then we'll see what the hand looks like. So bear with me. I'll be right back. I'm not going to make y'all watch this. So we're back. I got all of them except for my commander. I do not put my commander in the same color sleeve as I do the rest of my deck, because at the end of the game, when you pick all these up and then you start shuffling them together, if you shuffle this into this 100 or other 99 cards, it sucks to find it. So I do have a stockpile. I do save. I mean, whenever you buy your sleeves, it'll come with. I've gotten up to 4 extra. Most of the time, it's 2, 3. So I do. Here I've got this one that's golden. I will throw her in a golden one. Some people out there are so crazy, they'll like triple sleeve their decks. I shouldn't say crazy. I mean, that means that they care about what they've got and they want to take care of it. But some of these decks I've had for 15 years, longer, a long time, and they're still in the same condition they was the day I bought them, and just in one single set of sleeves. Some of them I haven't put in sleeves at all, and I just threw them in a box, like separated out by color or whatever. Don't touch them, still in perfect condition. So for them to say that they want to throw them in triple sleeves, which means that they gotta get a smaller sleeve to fit inside of here, and then another sleeve that goes over it, and then it makes them super thick, so you have to buy a bigger box to store them all in. I'm just not going to do that. But anyway, from here, I got my 3 piles. They haven't been shuffled. I just picked them straight up from where they was at, and I put them in these. From here, I'll kind of split this down the middle. And then when I shuffle them, I take them and just push them in corner to corner, because if you hold them up here at the top edge, they kind of fan out at the bottom, so I just push them together. And that's it. Right there. That's all I'll do. And then I'll take this pile and do the same thing. Split them down the middle. Hold them and push them together. Now to get the ones that was like on top, maybe like not on top, just the, I don't know. I mean, then I'll go, after I do all 4 of these, and I'll shuffle this one into this one, and then this one into this one. That's it. Just one time. And I don't remember if, I'm gonna do this one more time because I do not know if I did it or not. Okay, anyway, I'll take this one now, put it into this one. This one. Now, take them all and do the same thing. And from here, I'll do it several times, probably 3 or 4 times. And they, I mean, they men, like if you push them together corner to corner, they just fit like perfectly together. Some people sit there and have so much trouble shuffling these things up, and I mean, that's it. I'll do it. I'm just gonna do it 5 or 6 times. So this would be what, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'll do the whole shuffle, like, you know, just like you was playing. Just like if you don't know how to shuffle real cards, then people that just do this number. I'll do that a couple times. Take them, set them down, cut them. Now let me draw a hand and let's see if it's got some lands and some creatures and some stuff in it. So you start off with 7 cards. I always just pick up a big pile off the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What do we got here? We got a land. We got a land. We got 2 lands and some creatures, enchantments. We got a turn 1 play right here. You could keep this. It ain't bad. You could do something with this. So let's say you decide to keep it. Okay. And it goes around to your turn. Turn number 1. You draw a card. Bam. You got another land. You play it. You play your creature. This creature, Jaspera Sentinel. She's got reach. She's a 1/2. You can tap an untapped creature you control and add 1 mana of any color, which could be her. I guess. I mean, that's the way it says you tap her, tap an untapped creature you control. Or maybe you have to tap her and tap another creature. That's how I would read that. But then you can add 1 mana of any color. And in the commander, their colors are green and black. So, all right. Move to the next turn. It goes around the table. So we'll move to the next turn. Bam. This time I drew a swamp. All right. Let's see what I can do here. I played the swamp. Unfortunately, I will not be able to cast anything or bring out another creature because everything else is kind of expensive. I like to actually, well, close. I'm 1 away from this one. I like to keep all my stuff in turn order. So say I got 3 here, 3, then my next biggest one is 4, and then this one. So that way I know, like, okay, I know my stuff that doesn't cost as much is down here, and I keep my lands always on this side. So that's how I do it. So it goes back around the table again. My turn again. I'll draw. This time I pulled a sorcery that's going to cost 4, but I will go ahead and play my next forest. At this point, I have 3 mana floating, or not floating, just 3 mana out, period. So I can go here. I've got a couple of choices right here. I got the Elvish Archdruid. Elvish Archdruid or other elf creatures you control get +1/+1, and I can tap this and add green for each elf I control. So this is a ramp card. This is a ramp card for 3. I can tap this and add 3 green. This will be my next card. So what you do here, actually I can't, because if you see here, it costs 3 green. I've got 2 green and a black, and I can't use this to tap something because I need another creature out here. So this card I cannot play. This card I can because it costs 2 green and then 1 other of any colorless generic. So I would tap the 2 green and the 1 to play the Elvish Archdruid. From right here, if you look and you read, other elf creatures you control get +1/+1. So this is an elf rogue. She'll get a +1/+1, which is that's her, obviously her power and toughness. So now she is at 2/3. And then I could tap this and add green for each color or each elf that I control, which I will not do yet. This is not out here, it's just sitting there. Okay, so now moving on. It goes back around. I could not have attacked with this one because I just brought it out. I could have attacked with this one, but it's got an ability that's going to let me ramp mana, which this is mana. It's going to let me ramp and get more. She's going to do me better by just not attacking and not letting her potentially get killed, because later on I may need to cast something big and start tapping elves, and she's going to allow me to do it. So it goes back around. My turn. Draw a land. This has been a great hand. I'll play that land. So now my commander cost 2 and then a black and a green. So automatically I know I got to tap a black and a green. What do I got left over? 2. I can either do that 2, or I can tap this one. Actually, that would have been better, because right now I control 2 elves. So I can tap him for 2 green, because he's going to let me add green for each elf that I control, which is 2. So right there's 2 green. So now I only need to tap a black for sure and 1 other. So I'll do another green. And then I can play my commander. Because of him, other elves I control get a +1/+1. So, like, you got to read these cards. That's why Magic the Gathering, like all these cards, they work together. And it's easy to miss something, and it could be something like devastating that'll make you lose the game. So you got to pay attention to that stuff. So now she's out. I can't attack with her yet, but let's just go back around. Now it's my turn. Bam. Untap everything. That means to just turn it back sideways. Then you draw. I got another land. I'll play that. I'll play it for turn. All right, now let's see what we got in our hands, because right now I've got a lot of mana to choose from. I can tap him for 3 green, plus I've got all of this. So let's see what we got here. That's a black and 3, which I could totally do just by using everything I got here or using him. Draw 3 card and lose 3 life. I don't want to lose no life. This is like desperation if I would use that. I don't want 3 cards. I've got plenty right now, so I'm not using that. This thing, 3 green and 5. I can tap him for 3 green right now, and I have 5 lands back here, so I could play this. And it's a big card. That's a 7/7 trample, vigilance, haste. That's gonna fucking scare some people, because that's a big creature with vigilance, trample, and haste. When end raise forerunners enters the battlefield, other creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain vigilance and trample until the end of the turn. I'm probably playing that. We can go here a green, or sorry, a black and 3. Elves you control get +2/+0. +2 is good, but it's not great because it's also +0. So that second number, that's how much damage they can take. So that is not exactly good. And this one here that costs 3, if I want to ramp some more, I could easily play that. But no, I want to scare some fucking people. That's what I want to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap him. He's going to add green for each elf that I control, which is 1, 2, 3. So now my 3 green right here, that's already taken care of. Now I just got to tap 5, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, everything. Bam. This guy's going to come out, and when he enters the battlefield, the other creatures that I control are going to get +2/+2 and gain vigilance. Vigilance means that, like, when you attack, you got to do that, and you attack with it, but it stays that way until it goes around a table. So if someone attacks you, if it's sitting like this, you can't block with it. If it's got vigilance, it doesn't untap, so you can block with it on your next turn, which is good. Trample means right now this creature is with the +1/+1 is a 3, so it can do 3 damage, and it can take 4 damage. This one here is 1, 2 damage, and it can take 3. So let's just say, for instance, that the other person had this card, and I swing at them. Okay, they're going to block. Say they block with this. Okay, so this thing is going to block 3 of the 4 damage that would be coming. This one can take more damage than this one can put out. So this will kill that, and then that 1 extra damage that wasn't done to that carries over to the player. So, yeah. So at this point, I would swing at another person. Let's just say they know that this is commander damage, but they don't have nothing big enough to block it. So let's just say they block it with let's just say something where it's going to do 3 damage to it, but 2 of it's going to carry over. Well, then her next ability is whenever it deals combat damage to a player, create that many 1/1 green elf warrior creature tokens. Elf warrior, bam. It did 2 damage. You get 2 of them. Now you got 2 more creatures out there, and that's how this game works. And as you can see, like the way that I showed y'all how to just take your deck, just throw it out into 4 separate piles, sleeve all those up individually, shuffle them up individually, shuffle them together, and then once you get one big pile, then you shuffle that. And my first hand was a banger. Like this would have been a good for starting off. And when I started off, I only had 2 lands. So when the game's over, you pick all your stuff up. You don't shuffle your tokens. I don't put these in sleeves. These are cheap. You can go to any game store and you can pick these things up for pretty much free. Well, for free. I've never had to pay for tokens. So I know I got all these. I know that this one I can tell is a different color, so I'm not going to pick this one up and throw it in there. I just pick all these up, and then I'll do just like I kind of did earlier where I showed you, where I just take them and I'll go corner to corner, bam. So I know that's going to separate those lands up in between some stuff in here. And just do little piles, just add little piles to it. And that's it. Now from here, I'm going to see if, I don't know if all this is an old deck box. It's hard. They give you these paper deck boxes and with every single deck, and the cards are made to fit in there in single sleeves, and it fits like a motherfucking glove, so that's good. I don't want to get rid of this box because it's got cool art on it, and it's old. This thing's like 5 or 6 years old. Yep, it all fits. That sounded weird. I'm trying to make sure I didn't accidentally sleeve one of these bad boys up. No, I didn't. Anyway, there we go. These all fit. Because this is old and the value is, I ain't gonna tell you how much it costs. It wasn't horrible. But the older they are, the more they cost. Oh, this one's cool. I bought this. I like these cheap plastic ones. Boy, that thing's something. I think it even came with a little sticker to label it. Let's see if this will fit in there. Yeah, there. Fits perfect. Now I don't have to get rid of the box. I got something here to protect it, and I can even peel this off and label that bad boy one day. And whenever I play tonight, I'm not gonna record me playing anything tonight. But whenever I do play tonight, I'm gonna try this one out. Some of the other things I picked up to go in my Ashling, the Limitless deck, is some fetch lands. So basically, you tap these, you pay 1 life, and you can go and search for whatever kind of land it tells you to go search for. In that deck, I had also purchased something called, oh, what do they call them? Shock lands, which basically you can put it onto the battlefield. It could make one of either color, and it can enter tapped. That's the one thing that sucks about some of these lands is they'll enter tapped, which means you can't use them right away. Like you want your lands to be, like if they enter like this, that sucks. That's bad because you may need that one land to play something that you got in your hand, and it enters tapped. Well, now you're fucked. Now you got to wait for it to go all the way around the table and get back to you. And between 3 other people taking turns after you, a lot of shit can change. You don't want your lands to be fucking tapped whenever you're playing them, especially if you need them. So what this allows you to do is to go, you tap it, you pay 1 life, and then you can go and get a land, which in there I've got lands called shock lands, which they enter tapped unless you pay 2 more life. And I know that sounds horrible, like paying life, but with the decks that I play, it's about like me making sacrifices to make my stuff stronger. So I'm okay with taking 3 life. I got motherfucking 40. I'm fine with it. So I'll take 3, and then that land to enter tap, or not, it'll enter untapped. And now I have 2 colors that I can pick from off of 1 land, which is pretty good. At the price of losing 3 life, I can maybe get that creature out there that gives everything trample and haste or whatever. Haste means basically whenever you play something, it's got something called summoning sickness, which means you can't attack with it until your next turn. But if it has haste, you can attack with it right away. And in that deck, the way that it works is she brings out a creature for like less than it costs. Then you have to sacrifice it. Then it comes back as a copy of itself with haste. And the original cost of the card may have been, it may have cost like 10 lands to tap, but I can get it out for 4 with that commander, But the only caveat is that I have to sacrifice that token at the end of my turn. It gains haste, so I can attack with it right away, but I have to sacrifice it at the end of the turn. But what I have in that deck also is a card called Sundial of the Infinite, which the text on my specific commander says sacrifice them in your end step. What this Sundial of the Infinite does is it skips my end step, so I don't have to sacrifice them. So I'm getting all these huge ass creatures out there for way cheaper than what they cost. But yeah, let me get up here. Let me get my ugly mug like all up in your grill. What I'm gonna do now is go and sorry, I'm gonna push some buttons here because I can't remember what my hotkeys are. This is two. This is two. Three is that's the screen. Okay, so I need to bounce between 2 and 3. Gotcha. Sorry, I'm ignorant. I'm not forget shit. I'm from the country. All right, so bear with me. You're going to stare at my ugly face for a second. I want to show y'all how I add these cards into like an online, basically database for all the cards that you have, and it'll even tell you the prices, like how much you could sell these cards for on certain websites. So here we go. This here, sorry, yeah, this here is the website. What I'm going to do now is search for decks. So this one is called, I forgot. What did I do with it's called Elven something. Elven Empire. Let's see if it works. ELVEN. I don't know why I was spelling that out for y'all. Elven Stampede. Elven Council. Okay, we're going to do this a different way. We're going to go to good old trusty Google. So what you do here is Elven Empire. Elven Empire deck list. Somebody's already put it in there for me, which is great. But it's on theirs. It's on theirs for now. It's about to be on mine. So what you'll do here is you'll download it. You'll download it for Moxfield. Moxfield is the name of this website. It's going to, so you'll copy it for Moxfield, which I think I did. Okay, yeah. And then I will go to my own Moxfield right here. Oh shit, I closed it out. I can close out of that one. I don't need that. Sorry, I'm on like hotel internet, so it's not working great. Hell, is it even connected? There we go. So from here, you're going to find all of your decks. Okay, this is where I've built all of my decks. So every commander deck that I have, I've got a lot of them. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a new one. We're going to name it exactly what it is, make it easier to find. Elven Empire. Who is your commander? It is, let me see, Lathril Blade of the Elves. Bam. Create it. Okay, bam, it pops up there, but it don't have no cards in it. So you're going to go over here to bulk edit. From right here, you are going to paste. Bam. And it's going to paste all those that you copied from the other one. So you save and continue editing. Save it. It's going to be messed up because it automatically threw her in there. So you're going to have to go through here and find the other copy of her, but it'll give you this little symbol. So all you want to do is just remove that extra one. And there it is. Now the deck is in your system and not in somebody else's. And then this is where you would go, you know, if you wanted to, say you wanted to take this away, you'd go in here, click on this, and you could remove it. And then you could come back here and you could type in, I don't know, say you wanted to add a damn crater hoof. Crater hoof behemoth. That's a $30 card. I add that to it, bam, and it pops up in there. I got to go in there and delete it because I ain't putting no crater hoof behemoth in here, but there it is. It pops up. Remove it. All right, now it's back to normal. From here, what you want to do is this isn't going to tell you what bracket it is. So whenever you're playing with people and you see I go in there and trying to figure out what bracket I am, I'll go up here to share and I will copy the URL. Okay, that's done. Open up a new tab and right here it's deck check. I'll open that up. This is the website right here, deckcheck.co. Not com, just co. I'm going to open the app. This is all the decks that I've got in there. I'm going to add a new deck. I'm going to go down here to more tools, import from URL, and I'm going to paste it. And it's taking my Moxfield deck and putting it in here. Okay, from there, it's telling me there's 100 cards in there, which is good. But the rest of this average CMC, average cost $121. So if I was to sell those cards individually, I could sell them for $121. I did not pay nowhere near $121. That's why I like this game, because I hate to say it, there's some nerds out there that buys this stuff, me being one of them. So right here, we're going to scan it. It's going to come up with some blah, blah, blah bullshit that I never read. Continue. Oh, it's done. We're going to analyze it. It's a bracket 2. So that's good. Bracket 2. Average CMC. That's this. I don't even know what CMC means, to tell you the truth. This is average, though. I mean, it's good. It's going to, if there's any infinite combos that could have, it's going to tell you right here. It's saying now the cost is $77. That is probably not, it's, oh, well, that's only because it puts the most basic price, like it's going to take the card, it's going to try to find the lowest price card that there is, and it's going to put it here. So like at minimum, you could buy this deck for 70-something bucks. The deck that I got has different prints that are going to be worth more. So it's obviously going to be a little bit more expensive. So right here, it tells you everything. It lets you go down here and like starting hands, you can sit there and play like a, you know, just a mock game. Like right here, it says it's got this Soul Ring in it. I know that Soul Ring ain't in there because that's Tony Stark's chest. Like that Soul Ring is not in this deck, but it does have a Soul Ring. I'm not going to go in there and nitpick what print it is. I just want it to, you know, be on here. Now, it'll roast it. It'll tell you what is fucked up about this deck. And the thing is I didn't make this deck. Wizards of the Coast made this deck. And I think they should start roasting their own shit sometimes because, oh, here we go. A Grand Elf playing Lathril is a phenomenal machine, blah, blah, blah. Let's see what. Let's talk about your removal. A 5-mana instant that forces everyone to sacrifice 2 creatures. It's like it just tells you everything that's wrong with it. It'll straight up just tear the deck apart. I'm not going to read it to you. You guys are more than welcome to, pause it and read about it, but it will tell you everything that is wrong with it. The verdict. This is a perfectly solid bracket 3 list that will absolutely dominate an unprepared table. It's fast. Okay, well, that's good. I guess this is a good deck, but it does tell you some stuff up here that, could be better. So Wizards of the Coast, looks like y'all did okay on this one. Because some of the stuff that I've put on there, it fucking tears y'all apart. It makes y'all sound like y'all shouldn't have jobs. This one, not bad. So, and that's how I do it. From start to finish, whenever I open a deck, to putting it in sleeves, shuffling it, putting it in a box, which normally there we go. Sorry, all this AI stuff's going to make this so it doesn't show up, but I normally don't put it inside the cardboard box, inside of a plastic box. I normally just throw it in the plastic box, but I mean, it fit. I like the art on it. I don't want to lose it. I'm leaving it. It's just more protection. So that's it. So I hope y'all enjoyed what you see. If you do, then don't be afraid to like, share, and subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment roasting what I'm doing. I probably won't read it. If it's negative, I'm not going to retaliate. I might. This is just something that I like doing. 43 years old, and I'm a nerd. Covered in muscles, but I'm a nerd. So y'all take it easy. Simplify in response, signing out, and I will catch y'all later.